Well, I want to say good morning to all my family and friends here on my YouTube channel. Um, Yesterday was a lousy day, though I love the rain. I love the rain. I just love the rain. Okay. Um, kind of saddened with the episode that happened at the waterfront where I went to get some air that day. I don't know if I was there, was sent there for a reason. But anyway, I'm not even gonna put those thoughts in my mind. Um, because I don't go anywhere, and I don't even go to the waterfront in a few years. And something just got told me to just get up and go, and I winded up there, and tragedy happened with one of my companion pool players. We were in a pool team together, competing with other towns and getting our trophies and our patches and stuff like that. There's like 300 of us that were in a team. APA, American Pool Association. And if we made it to like third, second, or first, fourth, third, second, or first, we would get a free trip to Vegas to see Jeanette Lee and all the other Shane Van Boeing, a lot of those top players. Okay, Frank Reyes. Um, I'm gonna have to make the trip myself and go see him myself without the team. Now we can't play, okay, because of this quarantine thing and whatever. I don't even want to think about it because it'll just drive you crazy to start listening to the news and all of that stuff. Mm. I'm having my cafe, and I should quit smoking, especially I have asthma. Well, anyway, let me tell you what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, the 11th. I had a sort of like a sore throat, like something in between my ear and the upper, on my throat, and I was scared. Oh gosh, can't even come out here. At nighttime, you can't come out here because I live by the train tracks that comes from New York to New Jersey, and mosquitoes be out here. They'll carry you up and take you somewhere else. Yeah, so I don't sit out here at night. Not even with 10 citronella candles. I can see them through my camera inside. It looks like it's raining, and it's just mosquitoes flying around the house, I guess. They circle around. I just see them on camera. It's so funny. It's so funny. I showed it to I downloaded one of those videos I sent it to my old friend down the other side. Oh my God, it's not raining outside. I said, no, those are mosquitoes, girl. She was like, what? Well, we don't have those here. I said, well, I don't know. It must be all these trees, and then the plantation. They say where you have plantation, you have a lot of mosquitoes. So I don't even go back there anyway. I'm gonna go back there one day to show you the plantation he has. I just want some of that fresh oregano he has. But anyway, I wanted to do a little bit of part two. I mean, I started on my iPad, but my memory is gone. I don't know. I've deleted a bunch of stuff, and it's still, after 5 minutes, it just freezes. So I have my daughter um, hook me up with that, see what's going on. Anyway, I did my part one. I'll make it short. Part two. Um, Life hasn't been easy for me. Part one was when I took off out of my house with two backpacks, and my kids were 4 and 6. I got in my car. I had a Ford Expedition. That's all I had. And the kids and two backpacks. One with my uniforms, as much as I could put in there. And the other one was some of my daughter's clothes and my son's clothes. 4 and 6 years old. What do 4 and 6 years old know? Nothing. So I'm a person to move forward. Okay? If I try to help somebody and I see that they're in a standstill and the help I gave them doesn't, I don't see the progress, I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. So that's what I did. I wasn't seeing progress. I thought about it during the time of the foreclosure and all that stuff. Yes, I could have saved my house. A lot of people still tell me, If you would have saved your house, you wouldn't be paying rent. I'm like, no, you're wrong. I would have had to pay that sucker half of the property. And every year your property um, value goes up. You don't have to put nothing into your house. But value in New Jersey, it goes up every year. And, it was just, I got to get out of this relationship. I cannot. I'm not going to go through this. I went through a lot in my younghood. Uh, I was abused as a child. Not sexually abused, but physically abused. I lost my dad when I was 9. I only have pictures because an aunt from New York decided to give me a call from my father's side and give me an album. So I took a picture out, and I have like faded memories, of him. But as people tell me, he used to carry me everywhere, change my diapers, my Pampers. He'll take me to baseball games. He was a Mets fan, so every game he went to, I was there. Okay, that was the story. Yeah, I was his baby girl. And my brother's a triplet. My older brother's a triplet. But two of them caught pneumonia and died when they were like 6 months old. So it was only my brother. Then I have another younger brother. He's about, I would say 42 right now. But we don't communicate. For whatever reason, I have no idea. I've helped him in the past. I helped him with his children. Which they're grown now, as old as my daughter. My daughter's 24. They're like, 20, 22, 24, 28, somewhere around there. My niece, I love my nieces. I communicate with them. I keep communication because they have nothing to do with what goes on in adults' life. And it's all pure nonsense, and people take it so seriously. I mean, I can't think of anything that I did wrong, but help. The more I help, the more trouble I get into. But I'll still do it. I don't care. If it's appreciated, it's appreciated. If it's not, it's not. But I don't care. If I have stuff laying around that someone can use, and I hear about, hey, I got you. You never know people's situation out there. But anyway, let me continue my story. I had nowhere to go. So I got in my 4th edition. I drove a few blocks and got the kids something to drink, something to eat at McDonald's. Well, they used to love McDonald's, and I love McDonald's too. But I don't get the big burgers. I'm like a kid. Give me the dollar menu. Give me the dollar menu, and you will make my day. Okay? Give me 2 cheeseburgers from the dollar menu. No fries. I don't mess with salt because I have high blood pressure, and I keep my diet. I used to be a little heavier, but I lost weight past few months. Well, about 5 or 6 months, started losing weight. Stress. Yeah, stress will take a toll on you. But I'm starting to gain it back again, little by little. Worrying about my son, my youngest one in the military. He only has months to get out, but those last months are like torture. No one knows what these militaries go through. That's why I have my utmost respect for military men and women. Okay? We forget about them. If you don't have family in the military, you don't even think about military men and women. It's not an easy task for a mother. Okay? And I'm not allowed to say, what goes on and what doesn't go on, but as a mother, you suffer for your children, no matter if they're 30, 40, 20, 18, 16, whatever. You always worry about their whereabouts and they're not getting in trouble and da 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 da. But anyway, I will stick to my story now. I was thinking, where am I going to go? I could rent a hotel, but they're so expensive. They're expensive now. They were expensive then too. Every year people make a little bit of more money. People say, oh, back then We didn't make the money that you would make it now, or when I was working. Well, times change. But even no matter how much you make, it just goes in bills. Okay. Um, I make sure that my rent gets paid. I was taught when I was young by my stepfather. He said, "Girl, if you ever get married or whatever might happen with a guy you might meet, you make sure you keep a job. And you make sure you get a job with benefits, medical benefits, and then all of that stuff that they offer you, offer." And that was way back when I was 14. And he said, "I'm going to teach you how to drive." I'm like, "Mom will kill me." She don't have to know nothing. Come on. Because he used to take me, just to get me out the house, he would take me to pay the house utility bills and whatever. I remember all of that. Just so he can get me out the house. So, and he didn't know any English, and I knew English. So when we had to go to the furniture store to pay, or electric bill to pay, or this to pay, or that, I would do the speaking. And then he did teach me how to drive. And his words were, "I'm going to teach you how to drive so you don't have to wait for no man to take you here or take you there or take you anywhere. You get yourself a car and you do what you got to do. Always remember you. You do for you." And I never forget those words. Never. And he also told me, you ever move, you have your own place or whatever, one day you probably leave the house and have your own place when you get up in age, make sure you can pay your own rent, okay? Make sure you can support yourself and feed yourself so you don't wind up in the street, because I don't want to see you like that. So make sure that when you grow up, and you might have an apartment one day, or fall in love and go with, whatever, get married, whatever, don't depend on that man. Just because he makes an income and you can pay half and half and go this and do that, don't depend never on that. You take his money if he gives you the money, okay, which he should give you some of the money. And even if it's for bills or whatever, you stash that to the side, okay? And you make sure that if he puts his pants on and he leaves one day, you won't be in the street. And that is drilled in here, okay, like a nail to the wall. And I always told my children that, especially my daughter. And thanks to those words, I have to give thanks to God that I've never been homeless. Never been homeless. I was homeless that day I left the house. I had nowhere to go. I had barely no friends. Nobody that I can trust, okay? Because you have to know who. Nobody that you can trust. And I had one friend. She was a school bus driver. So I called her up. And she also worked for the school. She was a teacher for a handicap. And she got to know my grown kids when they were young too. When they used to come on vacation from Puerto Rico. And I told her my situation. She said she was in the plan of moving, that she would get back to me. So I didn't tell her I didn't have a place to stay that night, okay? Or whatever nights I needed. So I found an apartment. The apartment is very hard to find. And so I called this other friend of mine that was also the school bus driver. When I used to work at 6:45 was my shift till 3:15 in the afternoon. And I spoke to her, and because I used to take my kids to the bus stop, her bus stop, at 6:15 in the morning, which that was not allowed. She could have got in trouble. She would have lost her job. And she said, "You know what? Come stay at my house, till you get yourself an apartment. I don't have a spare room or nothing like that, but you can sleep in the living room. It's not a problem." I said, "Thank you, I appreciate it. I'll pay you for it, weekly, whatever, bi-weekly, till I find something." No, don't worry, I have money saved up. I'll take care of it." So she let me stay. I slept in the living room. The only problem was she had like a family of like 6 or 7 between kids and uncle and brothers and whatever in the house. So the house was packed. Give me 1 second. Buenos días.
Buenos días, no te vayas a caer de ahí.
Ah, no, no, no. Me estoy sentada acá porque tengo amiguitas allá. I always run into my old landlady. Oh my god. We used to get into it all the time. She was on your patty. Okay, I'll pick those up. Garbage can's right there anyway. Sun's really getting warm. Well, anyway, I went to her house. I went and bought some blankets. And they used to go to bed. Oh shoot, I got ants all over here. I'll keep smashing them. They used to go to bed. Her family used to go to bed really late, like at 1:30 in the morning. So I had to sit on the sofa and watch whatever they were watching. And one of my kids would fall asleep here, and the other one would fall asleep over here. So I'm like, trying to hold both of them and trying to support my neck, and I'm falling asleep and whatever, and trying to keep my eyes open because you don't want to make anybody feel awkward when you're staying in someone else's house. So when they went to sleep after watching whatever they were finished watching, I would take one of my kids and lay on this side of the sofa, and my daughter would lay on the other side of the sofa, and then I would put the comforter on the floor, and I would sleep on the floor, and I would cover them with one blanket on the sofa, and I had another blanket just in case they fell off the couch. They'll fall on top of me, not on the floor. So I went through that for like 2 weeks. In the meantime, I was working and making phone calls and asking coworkers, for apartments and whatever. And my friend, the teacher, called me back. She said, "There's an apartment on such and such an area. It's like $1,100 plus utilities." I said, "Well, okay, so give me the info." So I went, and I had to pay that time it was like close to $2,000 something to move in. So I did that. I had no furniture. I had nothing. So I said, the air mattresses back then didn't have those you plug in and inflate by themselves. You had to pump it. Who got time for that? And then you got to pump it every half an hour, otherwise, you'll be on the floor. So that wasn't a good investment there. So what I did was I bought a futon. I bought a metal futon. I put it in the living room, and I bought a TV. And made the bed, made the futon as a bed in the living room. I had 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms, big kitchen, big living room, big bathroom. And it was a beautiful area. Actually, it was by the waterfront. And second floor. And after like 6 months, I installed a cable so the kids could watch their cartoons. What else did I do? The teacher, my friend, she gave me a kitchen set, okay? Because she was going to buy a new one, so she gave me her kitchen set, which is new. It was round. I loved it. It was nice. And she brought me some curtains, and I, started fixing out. Then I bought a bedroom set, okay, from these places that you rent and you pay weekly, whatever, because I didn't have the money then to buy a whole bedroom set or beds for the kids and stuff like that. So we went from the futon to my bedroom, and all 3 of us would fit in there fine. And then if they want to watch TV, they felt good because they can go to the living room and watch the TV over there, okay? And I got him a little Nintendo. Yeah, that's what they had back then. 2001 Nintendo and Atari, something like that. So I got them one of those, and they were just happy. So they were going to school. One was going to school. The other, my daughter was too young for school, so she was daycare. So, no, preschool. So, because she was going to turn 5 then, almost. So, I spoke to the bus driver, a friend of mine, and she said, just bring her over like at 6:15. I'll be there at the stop, and bring a blanket and a pillow. And it was winter time now. And I'll hide her in one of the seats. And then when it's time for me to take the route at 7 o'clock a.m., I'll wake her up and put everything away. I'll hide everything, and we'll be good. I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't want you to lose your job, girl. And she was like, no, 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 don't worry, don't worry. So we did that for like uh, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months too. During that 6 months, I went through hell. After school, I had to take my break to pick her up from the the uh, the one school she was at. No, pick both of them up. Yeah, pick both of them up, and then drop them off at the babysitter, and then go back to work. So I did that, and then you had to pay for lunch because with my income, I didn't qualify for a free lunch. Um, thank God I had medical benefits, so I didn't have to worry about doctor fees and all like that stuff. Just co-payments. I pay $10 when I go to the doctor, and them too. They still are covered under my plan until they're 26. My daughter's 24. The youngest one is 22. So they're still covered under my medical plan and dental plan and vision plan and all that stuff. Though my daughter has her own plan through her job too. And the military one, he has the VA benefits. So, you know, it's a blessing that my efforts and my work, my years in the veteran nursing home um, gave him a benefit also. And my daughter has access to my bank accounts and all that stuff, you know, just in case, you never know. If you need something, just get it off, you know, get it out of my account. She goes broke. Young kids will make money, but she she pays bills, pays for college, so she does it online, but she works full time. But she was in college too. But now everything is closed. She's got another year for criminal justice. She wants homeland security, something like that, like something in the airport, or I don't know, whatever. The cop she doesn't want to be. She never wanted to. Ever since she started 4 years ago, she never wanted to be a cop. So she's a paramedic also, but she had 1 week where she couldn't finish because this pandemic came up. But she's trained, fully trained as a paramedic. She was just taking her last final tests. Anyway, she's a blessing. Pain in the ass sometimes, but she's good. She don't go out. She don't hang out. Don't do all that crazy shit out there. She's home working or one of her girlfriend's house because her friend parents, they're firemen and paramedics. And the girl is she works like 3 jobs. I don't know why. She doesn't want to be a paramedic. She doesn't want to be a fireman. So, you know, goes on home. Well, that's her best friend. And she only goes to their house because she knows that they are professionals and she'll be fine. And they love her like that's their daughter, which is good, you know. She calls her friend's dad, and calls her friend's mom, and they love the hell out of her. Yeah. So 6 months later, in that apartment, my cable bill went up so high from the installation fees, and I'm trying to catch up with this and catch up with that, and the babysitter was just eating my pocket because I was working a little bit of overtime to try to make ends meet, and she was just taking my overtime money, and I was in a jam. I was going to food pantries. I didn't tell anybody what I was going through because I'm not that type of person to tell everybody my business, especially if I know you can't help me, okay? Or you're not going to help me. You're just going to listen to me and then just go out there and blow it out. So I'm a very considerate person. And I went through some hard times. My cable was shut off. I had to buy an antenna to try to get signal for like 2 or 3 channels. I couldn't pay the rent. I fell behind on my rent because my electric bill was going to get shut off. Actually, my heat got shut off before my electric. So I was left in the apartment with no heat. And it was a huge apartment. I had a hallway to get to the 3 bedrooms. The good thing about that apartment was that the living room was in one spot, and in the living room was the entrance to the bathroom, the shower room, and the kitchen was right there, like on the other side. So I had to put a comforter to divide the kitchen so that that cold air wouldn't get into the living room, and then I had to put another comforter on the other door that goes through the hallway, so it wouldn't, cold air would not come into the living room. And then I had to get an electric heater, and I had to get a propane stove in the house, in the kitchen, to cook for them. And everything was canned now because my electric, my heat was shut off. So I cooked and my heat got shut off. That's when the blankets came about. And I lived like that for like another 2 months. And then the teacher called me, my friend, a teacher. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm coming over to visit you. I was like, oh, shit. And she did come. I didn't expect her to come, but she did show up. And she's like, when she walked into the living room, she was like, what happened? I'm like, babysitter's eating my pocket. I'm going to food pantries. Trying to work hard. Got my cable cut off. I just cut off. I can't keep this apartment. And I already owe a month's rent. Because I paid something towards my gas bill. But after they took my money, then they're going to tell me that I needed to pay it all in full. You know, they'll do that to you. They wouldn't give me a payment plan because of my income. I didn't qualify. I wasn't on welfare. I didn't receive food stamps, but I didn't qualify anyway. So they couldn't give me the payment plan. So she told me, oh my God, you can't be living like this. You're going to catch a pneumonia in here. Those kids are going to get sick, this and that. I said, I don't know what to do. I already owe a month's rent. I'm not going to get kicked out. So she said, listen, the apartment that I have, it only pays $740. $740. You don't pay for heat or cooking gas. Has a laundromat around the buildings all over the places, and your own parking. You know where I live at. I said, yeah, I know. That apartment, what? You pay $740? She's like, yeah. Nice apartment. Had sliding doors with a balcony and everything. I'm like, why would you want to leave your apartment? She's like, well, I have my brother, I have my sister, I have my 2 girls, I have my other sister. What? I was shocked, because I had visited her many times. And for Christmas and stuff like that, she was the one who had the get-togethers. So I knew her whole family. And we used to dance in her apartment and then have a good time, you know. I'm not a drinker, okay? I don't drink. So I have liquor at home, but I don't drink. If I drink, I would have to go to a club to dance. Okay, not to DJ, to dance. And then I'll have a few beers or Hennessy. I'll sip on Hennessy. That's my drink, Hennessy. But I got 2 bottles of Hennessy for years. I have a big bottle of Mama Juana, Dominican drink that comes in as half a gallon with the little sticks in. It's supposed to be medicinal. It's cured. It's been there for like 8 years. 8 years. Haven't touched it. I got beer, a couple of beers in my fridge. Because my neighbor had given me, because she came from the beach or wherever she came from, and there were leftovers. They're there for I don't know how long since I've moved here. I moved here in February, because that old landlady was driving me crazy. She was asking me for rent 5 days ahead of the first, and I got tired of it. So anyway, she told me, we can exchange apartments. I'm like, if you apply in your apartments, do I have to make an application? And they're gonna go through credit. I went through bankruptcy. I'm not gonna qualify. She's like, nah, I know there's super there. You don't gotta worry about that. You just gotta move in. And I'll take your apartment. Call your landlord and tell him the situation and see if he'll work with us. And I'll keep this apartment because I need a space. I need these 3 bedrooms. And her was the 1 bedroom, but it was huge. Huge. And you pay no heat. And you pay no cooking gas. That was a lifesaver. I call her lifesaver. Yeah. So it was so nice of her to leave. We exchanged the apartments. She said, okay, I'm going to talk to the super. You don't have to go to no darn office. We're just going to pay the rent under my name. Give me the money. I'll send the rent out, the money order. and I'll keep your apartment, but you have to call your landlord and let him know and see if he'll go with it. I said, okay. So what about the security money and stuff? No, we'll just leave it the same. Don't worry about the security. You just move in my apartment, and I'm going to move into this one. I said, how are we going to do that? You talk to your landlord first, and if he says, okay, I'll take over your lease. I'll pay whatever you're behind in. I said, I owe 1 month. Okay, so I'll pay the month of rent here, and you pay this month's rent in the other apartment, in her apartment. I said, okay, I can work with that. So I called the landlord the next day, explained to him the situation, the truth, because I can't lie. I'm just not fit to lie. And he was such a sweet man. He was a Cuban guy, and he came over and he saw what I was going through. I said my marriage went down the drain. I'm trying to just get back on my feet, and it just, it gave me a setback. So he said, no problem. So just give me her info, give me her phone number. She could sign the application, and no problem. So she's gonna pay the month's rent that I owe you, and I'll be moving out into her apartment, which is less rent, and that way I can get back on my feet with these 2 kids. So we did that. The same day, everything went through with the paperwork and everything. The same day that we decided to move, her brother, he drives a truck, like a semi-big Class B truck, doing deliveries or something. So he borrowed the truck. And the same evening that my stuff was going into, I had to give up my bedroom set. Yeah, I couldn't pay for my bedroom set, so they call it Rent-A-Center. They picked up my bedroom set. I told them I'm moving and I can't pay for it, so they came and they picked it up. So now I don't have a bed, just the futon and the TV, and a little bit of clothes that I had purchased, a little more clothes for my kids. Wasn't much. So at that same evening, as my little bit of stuff was coming out in his truck, her stuff was coming out of her apartment, and so it was like a swap. So that night, we slept on the futon. She left me a bed. She left me 2 mattresses, so that was a blessing. And I took it from there. Because I didn't have to pay certain bills, I kind of worked a little bit overtime. I talked to my babysitter. I'm trying to get on my feet. I had to tell her my situation, because she knew I made money, but she didn't know the whole story. So she didn't know that I was moving and all that stuff, and had left my house and all of that mess. So I explained it to her. At least, give me a month or 2 and a break on my overtime. I'll recompensate you later. So once I get everything that I need. So she said, oh, no problem. But she would add up. She had a pad. She would add up to the last dime, last hour. But, I trusted her. As my after-school babysitter, and I started to get back on my feet. Got my kitchen set. I left her the kitchen set because it was 6 chairs, and she had a big family, and her table had broke during the moving, so I bought a glass table, round, 4 chairs, and then later on, I said, I'm not renting furniture anymore, because that's like a waste of money. You rent, you pay weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, or whatever, and the day you don't pay, they harass you on the phone constantly, or they'll threaten you to pick up your stuff. So I didn't want to deal with that anymore. So I saved, and I went to a furniture store and got me a nice living room set. Sofa and the love seat. And I made sure it was a sleeper. Okay, just in case one of my other kids would come from vacation or whatever and stay. At least I had a place for them to stay, sleeping. And sometimes I would go on a sleeper, open it up, and me and the kids would just get in the bed and watch TV, watch a movie, watch cartoons. I love cartoons because I watch so much cartoons with them. Anyway, so I pulled through in there, and then my oldest kids came to live with me for a while till they get some settled from Puerto Rico, because now they were grown. And then they were living with me. I figured, well, let me get a bigger apartment. I should have done that. Should have never done that. I would still probably be living there. And I loved it there. It was a second floor, sliding windows, and very secure building. Had laundry and washer in the facility. It was a big complex. Well, I moved for the worse. Rent was high. No help. I had to move from there again. And then I had to move from another place again. And then I said, wait. I gotta start bottom. I gotta start, the apartments are very, my butt is hurting already up in here. Apartments are so expensive. And I can't be going through this. I'm tired already. So anyway, my kids grew by then. They were bigger. And you never tell your kids your problems. Kids always think everything is okay. Well, let me tell you about the sucker. I don't even know what to name him, but wherever he's at, I hope he's doing fine. I don't wish him any wrong. All the wrong he did to me, I leave it in God's hands. Anybody do wrong to me, I leave it in God's hands. I don't take it at hard. If I go through stress, I go through stress because of my kids or the situation they're going, or I'm worried about them, or if you're in the military, you worry, you stress, you lose weight, you lose your appetite, you eat because you gotta eat, you don't even get hungry. Well, that's where I develop my anxiety from. If I worry, something worries me, then I have to take a tiny half of a pill to calm me down. Doesn't knock me the hell out, because I don't use none of that shit. And I just do it daily. Try to stay positive. And the last time I had called him, I was going through a jam. I had no food in my house. Okay? Apartment was a lot of rent. I had retired from my job. I gave it up early package. If you had 25 years of service with the state, you can take an early retirement. So I went and figured out the numbers. Numbers are good. What? I mean, it's half of what I would have been getting if I was still working. But I took it. I said, well, I can work somewhere else and still get my full check and my benefits and whatever. I'm not going to let it pass, because if I let it pass, then I got to work till I'm... But they raised the age up to 67 or something like that, or... So I'm 70? I have no idea. Somewhere around there. I know it's somewhere around there. So I took the package deal. Like 100 and some of my coworkers took the deal. And got me a little part-time job after. But then things started getting bad. And I only had enough for rent. My insurance payment, because my car was paid off by then. And I had to go to food pantries. Seriously. Every food pantry that there was in town and out of town, I would be out there. Whether it was in the evening or in the morning. Normally I would go in the evening because they want to get rid of stuff. And it will give you more bulks of stuff, more juices, more cereals, especially they knew you had kids. They had clothing there that you could take also, so I always looked at their clothing. I don't care. Up to this day, I still go to thrift shops. Just give me 1 second. So up to this day, I still go to thrift shops. Yes. I'm not a mall. Never was a mall person. I raised my kids from Walmart and Payless, and that's how they grew up. Okay, if they do go to the mall, probably have a sale somewhere. T-shirts for $5. They're not the, I gotta have the Fila's, and I gotta have the Reeboks, and I gotta have the, what do you call those winter coats, Goose Down, they have a name for those. I don't know, I can't think right now what it is. But you know them coats that everybody start buying. They're so tight on you, and they look so thin, but they're supposed to be the bomb for the winter. I've seen kids shaking in them coats. I can't think of the name of them coats. But anyway, I brought up my kids in a humble way. So up to now, they live in a humble way. They have, they pay their rent. They have their new cars, um, but they're very humble. You know, they are not. I gotta have this from Macy's. I have to have this from JCPenney. I'm not going to that store. No, they'll go anywhere. They'll go to a dollar store. Okay, my daughter goes to the dollar store to shop for stuff. Then she'll go to the other supermarket to get my rice and the beans and the oil and all the important stuff that you need to have. And then she goes for the little bitty snacks. And she's not really a candy or a snacky person. She's a fruit person. She loves pineapples. I bought her 2 pineapples the other day. Today I have to cook. Because yesterday she ordered me some soup. I love soup. And yes, I wasn't feeling good. Because I felt like my throat. Okay, my ear and my throat. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Could have been that day that my van got towed and I had to go into the police department and yell through to the window. Straining on my heavy 3-layered mask plus a 2.5 filter that goes in between those slots, and it's all snugly up. Oh, I think y'all seen it in one of my videos. Gosh, when you go indoors in a place, you can't breathe. So I guess from straining from trying to breathe with like 5 or 6 people in there, I just couldn't. I guess that made my throat hurt. So that's a little bit of my part 2 story. Down the years, when I went into that other jam of my not been able to supply my food pantry to feed the kids, I called him and I said, I don't have any money for food. I said, okay. It's alright. Sorry that I bothered you. He still has my number. Actually, the other day, a few weeks ago, I went to my WhatsApp. I ain't thought about him like in years, I'm even looking what his profile picture looks like or whatever. The kids don't even know what he looks like. So, that tells you a lot, right? My daughter asked me the other day, 3 weeks ago, Mom, does Dad still live in this town? I'm like, yeah, because when I went to my doctor's office a few months ago, before this pandemic was my appointment, I saw her. And she used to be cool people with me. And even though she was his woman then, whatever, that relationship they had, which I don't care, she didn't talk to me. But she was cool with me. She would pick up my kids. When my daughter was going to college, and my son was still in high school, she's a bus driver for handicapped kids for another town. And she came to my house one day and told me, she was going on vacation to Georgia. Can she take the kids? I'm like, sure. They have a phone. You get their numbers, and as long as they let me know, it's okay. I don't mind. Because why would I blame her for anything? Why would I be mad at her? I'm not going to tell her what I went through. That's not her business. Everybody has a different story, right? To life itself. So, I said, no problem. So she was shaking. She was on the steering wheel just shaking. I said, no. Anytime that you want to spend time with the kids or whatever, I don't mind at all. I really appreciate it. They have a phone. They each have a cell phone. I think you have their number. You can call them. You don't have to call me. If you want to call me, you call me, But they have their number, and it's okay. It's okay. Anytime you want to take them out, it's not a problem. So, she used to pick him up. She took him to Georgia. Yeah, she took him on vacation for like a week. I didn't go anywhere. I could have done a million things in that week. I stayed home. I'm not the person to be out there looking for trouble or looking for anybody or meeting anybody, as far as men is concerned. I kind of lost it for relationships. Like I said, this is a birthmark. It's still there. A lot of people get confused with like, oh my God, what she was doing last night. Damn, no, this is a birthmark. So I mention it so y'all get used to it. I've carried it all my life, and I have a cousin in Chicago. He has it on this side. So when I went on vacation, I drove to Chicago on one of my trips in my other van. We have a picture together, just pointing at our necks. And I told him, cuz, do you have a problem with women with that mark on your neck? Ah, cuz, man. And you know how they talk in Chicago. I used to live in Chicago too. Oh, cuz, this is effed up, man. These girls, man, they think I'll be down with somebody. And, it ain't like that. And trying to kick it to this girl. And, man, she's hot. She's hot. I really like her. And I want to get to know her. But she keeps saying that I was late last night. I get the same shit too. We started laughing. He took my kids all over the Lakeshore Drive and all of that stuff. I have cousins that are funny as that, as they can be. They're all crazy, but crazy funny in a good way. So this lady, she knew the routes to my kids, their activities in the evening, their sports, whatever, ROTC, from the high school, college, on the bus, because I had then lost my van. I had the fourth edition. I had to turn it in, okay, because I couldn't continue to pay for it, and I had to turn it in. Well, they recovered it anyway. What the heck? More for my credit, right? More from back credit. And she used to pick him up in the winter time and take him from point A to point B and pick him up and drop him off at home. So I'm very appreciative of everything she's done. Though she didn't talk to me that day, and you'll see why the reason why she doesn't talk to me. It's really something stupid. But like I said, you can't teach old dog new tricks. And from there I learned to kind of budget myself to try to get, from being homeless. I never was homeless again. Those words that are nailed in my head. At that time, that wasn't the situation. But, because you always run into a bad situation at one point or another in your life. Well, anyway, I called him if he can help me with some money for food. And he said, oh okay, I know where you live, I'll be there. So he came. He called me. I'm outside. Alright. So I went out there in my pajamas, like always. I'm a pajama person. And he had $25 in $1 bills. And from the passenger side of the window, outside, me standing outside, he reached out and he threw those $25 out the window in my face, and them dollar bills were flying all over the place. Then he screeched his tires and I had to jump back. Those people screamed. People that were washing their cars in that building that I used to live at. Not the apartment with the sliding doors, but another place. They had access to a hose there. They used to wash their cars. So one of the neighbors in there was washing their car, and they screamed, and I jumped back. Instinct, boom! I jumped back. He would have ran my toes over with the rear tire, and he had a 4x4. So I was like, damn. So my neighbor that was there, what is this mess? I'm like, well, I asked him for some money, and this is how I get it. Well, that's a disgrace, That's like calling you like a whore or whatever, I was like, well, I'm always home. What man have you seen coming into my house? None. You always with them kids, dealing with them kids and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I just asked him for some money, and this is what but that's alright. It's alright. So I counted it was $25. So I hitched a ride to the supermarket, and I got spaghetti and meatballs, got some milk, cereal, some eggs, and some juice with the $25. I mean, when you're going through some tough times, $25 will take you a long way. Trust me, $25. Even now, as hard as times are now, you go to a supermarket, not a corner bodega store, okay, but a supermarket, and you have a situation like I had, or even if you don't have that situation, but you really want to stretch that dollar so you can eat for like a week, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. It's not, some people shop where the eye takes you. Oh, I like this. Oh, this looks good. You know, and some people shop like that. I don't shop. I learned how not to shop like that. I shop for what I need. I shop for what I'm going to use. I shop for what's not going to spoil. Okay, that's me. I learned that the hard way. I had kids. Not because of me. I have a meal at work. You know, these patients, they eat. And the kitchen always has food left over. I couldn't see myself eating at work and knowing that what am I going to do at home. So it was hard. It was hard. I learned to live with it. I learned to deal with it on a daily basis. That wasn't the first phone call I did to him. I had to do it a few times. And from that 4x4, he had bought a Magnum. It's like a station wagon. That was so many years back. And he did it to me again. He did it to me again. And there was a beauty supply across the street from where I lived on that block. It was a residential area, but there was a beauty supply there. It wasn't a downtown business area. He did it to me again. And I jumped back. I was like, holy fuck. That's how it is, huh? He hates me. It dawned on me. He hates me with passion. Who would do something like that to the mother of your kids? Who? Who in their right mind or their right heart would have the heart to do something to the mother of his kids? Well, I went and did my grocery shopping the same way. Then I called this friend of mine, neighbor's friend, because I knew he DJ'd, and I had went a few times to karaoke with the girls. And I talked to him, and he told me just come on Wednesdays, and I was off on Thursdays. So when I could, I would stop by for an hour or two. And he taught me how to do DJ and karaoke, little by little. And so I videoed the first time. I videoed him the first time, and I kept looking at that video, and I kept looking at that video, and I kept looking at that video. And then he let me work on his computer. You know, so I wouldn't F up the audience. He just told me do this, and the screen would pop up with the karaoke song. And in between karaoke, you have to DJ, okay? In between karaoke, everybody don't like karaoke. People want to dance. So I was hated in this town when I started popping these clubs because I would DJ. People want to dance. They want to hear music. All the new stuff, I had it. And they didn't know how the hell I had the new stuff. I had a guy in Union City where I bought my equipment. He said, anytime you need a new song, you gotta buy the new song because it has to be made in karaoke. It will cost between $40 to $60. $40 to $60 for what? Well, anyway, it's an investment. So I have everything in my hard drives. I don't have the speakers anymore, but I do have everything else. And well, the moving guys, they dropped one of my speakers, so I have to get up here. So I'll upgrade maybe down the line sometime. Right now it's not a necessity, not essential, don't need it. So, I'm kind of running out of batteries here, but, that's what he did to me. And, I guess the way I'm thinking about it, the way I thought about it, because it hit my head. Why would he do something like that? Those are his kids, you know. And I come to find out, he lost. I guess he went through so much. Maybe in the time that we separated, I took off and left. I guess he went through so much downs, maybe more downs than I did. But he, a man will put his pants and keep on walking. Am I right or wrong? That's a saying. Believe it. A man can pick up his pants and keep on going. Because you don't have no kids to drag around with. But for a woman working, supporting an apartment, supporting 3 mouths, okay, we can't put our pantalones on and keep walking. Alright? Whatever we do, we have to do it for them. We have to make sure they're clothed, bathed, and fed. And when they're sick, it's mommy who's there, breaking down the fever, breaking down their colds, making them feel better. Okay? So, yeah. That's my part 2 of why I chose Vanny and my story. We're still on my story. We haven't gotten yet to why Vanny. Okay? I'll leave you with that. And part 3, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be more than part 1 and 2 and 3, maybe a 4. But I would keep on, but I'm running out of batteries, and I'm outside. But that's my story of part 2. Don't feel bad now. Don't feel bad, because this buddy right here, she's got the strength of Hercules to keep moving. This is a real smile and a real laugh. It's not a smile behind a story of pain or anything like that. My coffee, I got cool. Oh, I received my cooler yesterday. But let's see if one of these cars will move. Today's Sunday. See, one of these cars will move out of the way up from under the trees. And I can move my van closer to carry my stuff in there. And maybe do a little, start the work on my windows. So yeah, that's my part 2. And part 3 is going to get really interesting. You're going to love part 3. You're going to love part 3. Because you know what? I'm going to leave, I'll give you a little hint. When somebody just hits and then, you know how you're mashing something? Say mashed potatoes, okay? Mashed potatoes. Well, there's a saying. There's a saying that when you go up the mountain till you can't take it no more, right? Oh, y'all gonna love my part 3. Yeah. There's a saying, when you go up a mountain, okay, you let's say it's stuff in life, okay? We're talking about stuff in life, not because you're walking up a mountain. But we rephrase it in a Spanish way. They will climb a mountain, okay? And that's like your problems. They're going up a mountain. And somebody is pushing you, okay? Somebody is pushing you in the wrong direction. You're wrong, putting you in the wrong mindset. So you're trying to stay focused, but they're just pushing your buttons. In other words, they're pushing your buttons and pushing your buttons until you can't push them buttons no more. And then you get to that top of the mountain where you can't go no more, right? You can't go no more when you get to the top of the mountain. You can't go any higher. You gotta go back down, right? Well, when I got to the top of that mountain, I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take that sucker anymore. His devious, his mean ways, the more things that he did to me. Okay? So stay tuned for part 3. Because you're going to love part 3. Yes. You are going to love part 3. Okay? Till then, y'all have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed my part 2 story. And after my stories, I will get into the why Vanny. Alright? So that's a part of my life that I'm sharing with you. From the bottom of my heart, love you all. I thank you for being there with me, sharing, commenting. Um, oh, I checked up on Living with Rizzy today. It's been a week. It's been a week that she was online on her website, YouTube, Living with Rizzy, Risse. Trying to encourage her because she's going through COVID. But she was home recuperating. It's been a week. She was posting and updates, and she hasn't updated in a week, and it worries me. Okay. So if any, I sent her another message on her last video, which was a week ago. If anybody has her, send her some encouragement. Get up there. Say something. Say something. I want to know. We should all know. Okay? We should get her back on her feet. Alright? That's what we're supposed to do. If you subscribe to my channel, I thank you. I'm subscribing to yours. I'm subscribed to so many other channels. And we keep in touch. Okay? We might run into each other. You never know. Okay? So that's the way I look at it. It's the YouTube subscribe. When you subscribe, I can keep up with you. I don't have to be looking you up because I'll forget the names of the channels and you'll just be forgotten. So, or I would have to write everything down. So I look at it, if you subscribe, I'll get to know your names. I know who's getting in contact with me. And if anybody's going through a situation and a video pops up, hey, encouragement, motivation, encouragement, motivation. It's not about the amount of subscribers. I don't care about amount of subscribers. I'm not getting paid for this thing. If you look at my site, I don't even think I finished the bottom of what this and what that and HTTP and whatever and Patreon. I don't have none of that stuff. I don't know how to deal with that. I don't plan on dealing with it. Only thing I do is I announce the stuff that I do get on Amazon, just in case you want to get, you know what to get, because it's working for me. It's a very good product, and I recommend it. Okay, that's the reason why. I don't know how to put links. I don't know how to. That was the only thing I would put is the links. My son saved my day the other day. It was hot. I already went to a rough morning. The evening turned out well. That morning, right after my band got towed, there was a tragedy in a family that I've known for so many years. Okay, and we've always been in touch, always, and it's a pain that, you know, the whole town is going through now because there's a 17-year-old, his son, okay, it's on YouTube, missing swimmer in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. If you look it up, you'll see the story. His name is John Vasquez. I don't say what I do when I do things for others. Okay? That's not me. If I give something to somebody, I gave it from the bottom of my heart. I don't go bragging about it. I don't know. That's not me. And I thank. Okay? I thank you for being there with me. So anyway, everybody have a nice Sunday. Today's Sunday. The sun is out. There's a little bit of breeze. My daughter's still sleeping because she's off on the weekends, and today I have to cook some arroz. She wants arroz with gandules, and with the gandule leaves on top of it, and she wants fried chicken. I'm not a fried. I'm gonna put that chicken in the oven. I don't have a little grill in the back. I'm gonna show you the back one day. It's really cozy. Nice and peaceful back there. And my next video is going to be in the back, actually, yeah. I got to check back there and see what's going on back there. Well, I can see through the camera. I can see the back through my camera inside, but I haven't been back there. I always be up here in the front. Anyway, y'all have a good Sunday. Enjoy your day. Make the best of it. Stay safe, please. Stay safe. I got scared yesterday because my throat was hurting and, you know, it was coming like my ears and my throat, and I was gargling. And I was panicking. I told my daughter, get away from me, get away. Don't, she doesn't get close to me anyway. But, you know, because that made my anxiety off the roof. So, I guess from so much gurgling, and I think it was the mask. And I went into 3 different places. I went to my daughter-in-law that picked me up at the waterfront. Then I come home, change my pajamas into my clothes. Then wait till 12 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, uh, I got a ride to the. She took me to the police department and waited. Hello, my love. You awake?
You doing?
Making me a little video. You wanna say hi?
Is that?
You wanna say hi to the YouTube channel?
Oh no, I look crazy.
I look crazy.
You want breakfast?
Breakfast we making?
Pancakes, home fries.
Oh, no, I eat the pancakes, not the home fries.
You don't want home fries?
No. I eat pancakes. I eat pancakes all the day. She'll probably show up on one of my videos one day when she's looking good. she's a sweetheart. She takes care of me. You know why the pancakes, right? Because she wants that rice and that chicken. I know her already. Yesterday she gave me some Victoria's Secret she ordered online. They're like $10 a bottle. They're not expensive. That's the only thing that she buys is this. Victoria's Secret's like, whoa, wow, what is that? They're just $10 a bottle. They're body sprays. But they last long. I love them. And Bath and Body Works, yeah. And she gets coupons from work. She's a good worker, so they give her coupons as she orders stuff online. But anyway, I'll leave you with this story. And part 3, pronto. You're gonna love it. That's it all. And have a great day. Have a great day. Till my next video. Part 3, my story.